quite bad, I say. What can you believe? They did it. They did it. I've heard those things before. They went right ahead and they slaughtered two people the same way they slaughtered the snow. Well, this is the end of their outlook. Their future is not worth a thing. They did it, they did it, they hit it, they hit it. And how are they going to sing? Sing.
I've just returned from Sid Bernstein's autopsy.
Did you drive a stake through his heart? Just in case, say.
Chris, not in front of his widow. How are you holding up, Carmen? You all sent out for breakfast and nobody thought to tell me? Well, let's at least be considerate of his daughter.
Stepdaughter. And even though he was my very own stepflesh and stepblood, he was as cold to me as he was to my mother.
Breakfast is gonna be cold if you don't eat it now, folks.
Well, at least this time we all have an alibi. I mean, we were all standing around the stage when Sidney got the old heave-ho.
No, the coroner says Bernstein was struck in the head before he died. Someone knocked him out backstage before you rehearsed George's number, then wrapped the counterweight rope around his neck, knowing that when the curtain closed, the rope would finish the job if he wasn't dead already. Bernstein recovered consciousness just in time to die.
Oh my.
So you see, he could have been killed by any person who had access to the stage, including you, Joni.
What does that mean?
We found a copy of Variety with words cut out of it in the stage manager's office. Your office.
Chris and Oscar have keys as well.
Oh. Then it seems you three are my first official murder suspects.
Well, it's an honor just to be nominated.
But you're still all under suspicion. I found this little black book in Bernstein's breast pocket. Look familiar? Each page is the name of a company member and a notation in Bernstein's personal secret code. Obviously a memo why each of you are being blackmailed.
Meaning, no, I wasn't being blackmailed, but also meaning, no, I've just got more death threats. And they're covered in my fingerprints once again.
Oh, that's all right, Miss Harris. You've already proven yourself to be forthcoming and trustworthy. And just so very nice.
Thank you.
Dear Sidney, end the show or it's the end of you.
Oh, no. Sid Bernstein died for nothing. He told me he was going to close the show.
When did he tell you that?
In his office, right before he got hoisted. He said that someone just that minute had changed his mind about keeping Robin Hood open, that I should save my money for his next Broadway show. Then he went upstairs to watch Georgia rehearse her big number. He gave me back the very last check I wrote him.
Well, you can give it back to me. I am not closing this show. Come on, Oscar, let's put this check in a safe place.
It felt very safe in my pocket.
What's the matter, Lieutenant?
Oh, it's been bothering me since yesterday. I just don't... I mean, why isn't that Bobby?
What?
I mean, of all the people on this stage, you.
All right, Lieutenant, spit it out.
You ought to be in the 4 Henderson Square dance number.
Beg pardon?
You'd stop the show. I mean, when Rob Hood goes to the big picnic disguised as Alan Odell, it makes sense.
And Daryl Grady, the Globe, loved Bobby's dancing.
Bobby, can you improvise a short turn for tonight? I'm not sure we have enough time for the costume change.
Oh, for gosh sakes, Bobby, it's just losing a bandana and putting on the mask. Would it kill you to try?
We'll time it out now. Joni, 4 Henderson Square dance number.
The 4 Henderson Square dance number!
Now we're getting somewhere. And Aaron, for the love of Mike, we gotta have the rewrite you promised for in the same boat.
I already did it.
Without me?
Yeah, honey, we rehearsed it last night when you were getting fitted.
To be honest, I think it turned out pretty well. Well, can I hear it?
Sure. I changed it to Rob Hood and his men heading up the mighty Colorado. A mighty He-Man approach. Sasha, a quick chorus within the same boat.
Randy, Harv, help me out here.
If you just wrote it last night, what are the musicians playing?
I wrote a brand new melody that fit the old orchestra parts.
Very smart.
sorry.
No, believe me, it's a bold attempt, and it certainly has some of that vim we've been looking for. But there's still something missing.
Well, of course, we only had half our songwriting crew working on this version.
I'm doing the best I can.
Excuse me, everyone. I just had a thought.
Oh, how we've all been waiting for this day.
If we're adding Bobby to the Kansas Land number, it so happens that he and I have a dance routine that's perfect for my Princess Kickapoo character. And him.
We've been working on a kind of Apache dance.
It's a pas de deux. 4, 2.
Bobby, it would save us a lot of time if it's ready to
We've
go.
only talked.
I'm ready.
Carmen, bear me's the spawn of your loins. Yes or no?
Normally I'd say over my dead body, but I don't want to give anybody any ideas. Sure, let her take a shot at it.
Come on, Georgia, we better go tell the cast.
Aaron, I thought you were going to write us a better version of In the Same Boat.
We just played the new version. Didn't you hear it?
I did. And Aaron, I thought you were going to write us a better version of In the Same Boat.
I'm putting In the Same Boat in the dry dock for the time being.
Erin, come back. What do you have a better song?
Thank you for the chance, Mother.
It's called Giving You Enough Rope to Hang Yourself, Elaine. Maybe not my best choice of words.
You always make fun of me in front of other people.
Perhaps I should leave.
No, Chaffee, you have dreams of the stage. You should hear this too. Elaine, as a Broadway producer, there is something much more important to me than you getting a star turn.
What?
Me turning a profit. I've never been known as one of those stupid clucks, Elaine,
Bambi.
who pisses away a lot of her hard-earned bucks, Elaine.
Bambi.
But facing the fact your coloratura stinks, Bambi. Though it breaks your mother's heart, forget about the part. It's time for you to know why I really backed this show. I'm not devoid of culture, but my feet are on the floor. It's a business. I do the Kama Sutra with a Richard Rogers score. That's good business. Yes, green's my favorite color, and I don't eat on the grass. It's a business. And the shows I do business, 'cause I'm good at doing business. And if you don't like my business, sweetie, well, I'll have your business. It's a business. Say you are not star material, Elaine. That's my opinion, and I don't care who knows it.
Well, I think my dance can be very provocative.
Sweetie, the only thing you can arouse is suspicion.
Chris, we're running around here.
Oh, joy beyond my wildest dreams. May I have comment?
How many more hours do we have left before we're re-reviewed by Grady?
You're not what I expected. Then again, I've never actually seen a picture.
Complete anonymity is a critic's best tool.
Suppose I shouldn't bite the hand that slaps me. But isn't it a little unethical to review our rehearsals?
You forget, I report on theater for the Globe as well as review it. Your show is the news, and I'm setting aside my customary professional distance to interview members of your company down in the green room. With your permission, Mrs. Bernstein.
Free publicity, Carmen.
Poor Sidney. He would have died to get this much press. And he did. The green room is yours, Mr. Grady.
All right, everyone. For Henderson Square dance number. Barry auditioning a new role with Pop.
Oh, this I have to see.
Keep all your fingers crossed. So let us follow the yellow brick road in the wrong direction. All the way back to Kansas land. Sasha, yee-haw. Huh. So here's where the bullet entered and exited. It graced Bobby, but may have been intended for you, Randy. Why aren't you moving it?
I am deep down. You can ask him why.
Are you usually standing here at this point in this number?
No, when Bobby jumped, I moved here to give him room.
Huh. Then most likely you weren't the target either. So still following its path, the bullet must have been aimed at you, Nikki. You were here when Bobby was shot?
I'm not sure, is that important?
Well, if you were here, you couldn't very well have shot it yourself, and it could rule you out as the killer.
You hadn't ruled me out already, Lieutenant?
Wait a minute! Bobby, you're holding the handkerchief against your left arm.
Well, it's bleeding.
But that's impossible. If the bullet came from there, and you were leaving with your right side facing the audience, there's no way that the bullet could have grazed the left side of your left arm. Guys, wasn't the skull and crossbones facing the audience?
We must have set it the wrong way around.
Yes, so it's exactly the opposite. The bullet was fired behind the upstage guard tower, hit Bobby at the end of his sleeve, on its way through the barrel, on its way to you.
Me?
Yep. And here's the bullet.
But that would mean that the bullet was fired.
By someone on the stage or behind that cedar. Those of you who are off stage, were you with anybody?
I was getting out of my PJs.
So the only people who couldn't have fired that shot were Carmen and Sasha, because they were both downstage. By the way, don't you think Bobby should play his dance much farther downstage?
I was planning to have the same idea.
Good. Well, I'm afraid we'll have to search everyone for a gun.
There won't be any need for that! She did it!
She did it. That means he's drinking a slave. Please! Stop that. Nikki, what are you doing with that?
I found it back there! It's an automatic, so I guess it can't be used as a prop in our Western story, and I won't be leaving my fingerprints on the evidence this time because there's tape wrapped around the handlebar and the... trigger. Gosh, Frank, I might have killed you.
Hand me the gun very slowly, Nikki.
Well, I have something to say to whichever one of you tried to knock me off. Knock it off!
Yes, Joni?
You're way over the break.
Oh, sorry.
Back in 10, everyone. Clearing the set.
Chalky, you're gonna protect me, right? There's already been 2 murders committed on this stage.
3 if you count the integrity of musical theater.
Couldn't be surrounded by more police than you already are at the moment, Mrs. Bernstein.
Come on, Mama, let's go get you something to eat. And if you're nervous, I can taste your food for you.
You have no tasty lane. I've seen your makeup in your closet and your boyfriend's. And I've seen a few of your boyfriends in the closet with your makeup.
Never have important to say about me, do you? Especially in front of other people. I thought I did pretty good in my last number.
Big deal, considering the 15 years of ballet, jazz, and circus training I paid for. My professional opinion is you just don't have any tasty lane. I'm sorry, but you volunteered for this life, dyed your hair, and changed your name. Why, of all the names on earth, did you pick Bambi?
Because in the movie, Bambi's mother gets shot dead by hunters.
Somebody just tried to do that to me, sweetheart, and I noticed nobody's ruled you out. Come on, Oscar, I've got keys to the lobby bar. I'll fix us some Bloody Marys.
Well, despite what your mother says, you were great in that Kansas land number.
Lieutenant, I really appreciate that.
No, I should be the one thanking you.
Your dance really was good, Bambi.
Yeah, better than I could have imagined, kiddo.
Well, it's like I told you. Just give me a chance and I'll let you down.
And don't pay any attention to what your mother says. At least no one can ever claim you're in the show because of nepotism.
I guess that's pretty obvious.
Believe me, Lieutenant, Bambi isn't the girl in this cast who's using personal connections to advance her career.
What do you mean by that?
Sorry, a stage manager is equal parts psychiatrist, mother hen, and father confessor. What anyone in this cast decides to share with me, I consider privileged information. Besides, Lieutenant, what I know, I don't think you want.
You, and you. Going by this book, Bernstein had nothing on you. But the production budget says you're working for the same raw deal as the rest of the cast. Why are you toiling for pennies when you could be doing so much better somewhere else? No one has anything to say?
Can you blame us? If I recall, one of those death threats said, make another sound and you'll end up underground.
Exactly. But Georgia, I never said that particular death threat out loud.
What?
Nikki and the late Jessica Cranshaw were the only cast members who saw it. Other than the person who sent them, of course.
Well, then I guess Nikki must have told me.
I told Nikki not to tell anyone.
I didn't, Frank. I told you I wouldn't, so I didn't.
But I'm sorry, Georgia. I have no choice but to book you on suspicion of murder.
What are you saying?
Nikki, would you be able to go on tonight?
Oh, I see. You're trying to give a little boost to your sweetheart's career.
My relationship with Nikki Harris is purely that of police investigator and possible suspect.
No, it's not.
It's not.
No, I'm really liking you, Frank.
Oh, it's reciprocal, I assure you.
I'm very glad to hear that.
I'm more than glad. I was doing something.
Arresting me for murder?
Yes! It makes perfect sense. Jessica Cranshaw's death. Please don't forget what we were saying. Jessica Cranshaw's death gave you a chance to star on Broadway, but when Sid Bernstein decided to close the show in Boston, his death kept your chance alive. Miss Hendricks, you'll have to come with me.
Wait a minute, Lieutenant. I'm the one you want.
You're confessing to the murders, Mr. Fox?
You heard what I said.
That's not a simple thing to retract.
Think about what you're doing.
I have. This is a great thing that's happening in your life. I'm not important now.
Very noble. And yet you're on record as being dead set against Georgia taking this role.
Oh, I only said that because I knew if she took the role, she wouldn't have time to write with me, be with me. That's how Cindy got me to work for nothing. It was the only way I knew to be near her again. Stuck out of town, huddled over a piano each night. Who knows what might have happened?
But that's how Sydney got me to join the show. Aaron and I wanted the same thing.
You did?
I do.
But you and Bobby,
No, forget that.
I don't understand.
I didn't want you to. Not until I knew how you felt. But you seemed as preoccupied as ever with your music.
Because our songs were the one place you and I were still together.
Aaron, you said our songs.
Our songs? Our life? What was I thinking when I let you slip away? Oh yeah, I was thinking of me. Only of me. What was I thinking? Spending each moment of each waking day, thinking of me. Shutting you out.
Sometimes.
Making you wait.
Sometimes.
Too self-involved to say how I do need you. But why pretend? I've missed the music. I've missed my friend. To wonder what I would do. I choose the music I make with you. I love the music I make with you.
Wait a minute! Chuffy, you know why I remember that particular death threat? It's because you showed it to me when you were questioning me. And you were going to charge me with murder.
Guess the joke's on me.
Lieutenant, I hereby unconfess to everything I said, except to being a fool. I'm excused.
Go.
I'll see you downstairs, partner.
Pardon. Thank you, Lieutenant. You played your part very efficiently.
Oh, what a treat to share a scene with you. And a fair exchange. You got Aaron to show you his cards. I
Georgia staged all that?
Yes, it was her idea. A good one, I thought. And you've been playing a part too, haven't you, Bobby?
I plead guilty to impersonating George's devoted lover.
When we first started rehearsals, I asked Bobby if he'd pretend we were still involved to see if I could stir up something, anything in Aaron.
Good job.
Thank you, Bobby. I'm so grateful.
Just a polite reminder. You're still suspects.
Right.
But, Bobby, I may have found out why Aaron and Georgia work for Sid Bernstein, but I still don't know your reason.
I always wanted to give the performance of a lifetime.
By fooling Aaron as if you're in love with Georgia?
No, fooling Georgia that I'm acting. There's nothing I wouldn't do for her.
Oh, except commit murder.
Even that. If she asked me.
Oh, Frank. Why does love make so many people feel so bad? The public should be warned that Cupid is armed and dangerous.
Maybe romance should be left strictly in the hands of the police.
If you need present company, I'd vote yes on that proposition.
Oh, Miss Harris.
Please call me Frank. Please call me Frank.
May I be bold?
I already know you are.
I never believed in that whole some enchanted evening thing until now. The first time I saw you, they had a blue wash on the stage, and they hit you with a pink special. Nikki, it was...
It's just like a musical, huh, Frank?
I thought to myself, Nikki, who I thought. You and I, we could be all tough, out to follow. Can't you see special people doing special things, running rings around anywhere. You and I, we could stay all tough, out to fall. Shook your hand. Nikki, I think it's time you told me what Sid Bernstein had on you.
Nothing. Really. Unlike the rest of this cast, I want to be in this show. I have gotten some wonderful reviews up here in Boston. And this is the best chance I'm ever going to get at Broadway.
Joni hinted that a woman in the cast had some secret personal connection to advance her career, and that I wouldn't like knowing who she was. Did she mean you?
Every show is filled with gossip.
Oh, Nikki, you didn't say no. Who is it?
I made a promise to someone that I wouldn't talk about it. And I don't break promises.
You know, in Bernstein's notebook, with all the memos about everyone's secrets, next to your name, he wrote a great big zero.
I'm glad.
Or maybe it was the letter O.
Oscar, the sandwich you ordered is here. For crying out loud, Nikki, you have to be in your costume.
I'm sorry.
Folks, 5 minutes and we're back on stage to learn and block yet another version of In the Same Boat. Thanks, guys.
Joni, if Nikki told you some secret, I have to know.
Don't talk near the microphone, Lieutenant. When it's switched on, everybody downstairs can hear you.
You tell me what you know about Nikki Harris.
In what capacity are you asking me that question, Lieutenant? Office of the law or jealous boyfriend? Will what I say be held against me, or will you just hold it against me if I don't say what you want to hear?
I hadn't finished questioning the cast. And I'm not finished with you.
Ben, bring in the storm drop, will ya? Deck it, nice and easy, I'm right underneath.
Whatever you're playing, it's not from the score of this show. Who's that?
Don't be afraid. I won't hurt you.
Look, this isn't funny, we've had 2 people die.
Oh, sorry, dear. Didn't mean to put a fright into you. Found poor Ophelia here, who was the seat of eons, apparently. She's chasing a mouse into the pit, got stuck amidst the percussion instruments. We'll go put it in her basket downstairs.
Take 5, Ben, I'm set here.
Q59, dropping. Got away from our genius director, didn't you know, Ophelia?
Come here, pussy kitten, don't be afraid.
Oh, that's funny. I thought you were... Hey, if you're worried I'm gonna tell me...
There will never be an end to In the Same Boat. Look, I'm practicing the latest version right now. Same bloody old Chopin, good new melody to elect the entire series.
No, wait a minute! That's it! Of course, I solved it! Come on, we have to get down from here, fast! This way!
Frank, are you coming?
You get started, I'll be right along.
Be careful, Frank. The killer may realize you're onto him.
Yes, but as long as it's all the way up here, I really should check what's on the side of this drop. Planet Earth. Nikki? Huh. Gee, isn't it amazing how you can be completely stumped about something until it suddenly hits you?
Not bad. We can make that work. No, this version is no better than any of the others.
Well, this is Chalky's great idea. Where did he get to?
Yeah, something's not right.
Especially with this song.
I'll tell you it's not right. Us singing our merry little heads off when Joni got killed just a couple hours ago.
Yeah, Jessica, all murdered right here on this stage. Gee, I wonder which one of us is next. Sorry, I
Oh
asked.
no, it's the killer! Somebody do something fast! That's not what it is!
Sasha, stop the music!
What on earth is going on here?
Nikki, you must listen.
Why did you say that?
Because you and I were the only ones up there, and I'm almost entirely ruled myself out.
Folks, the answer has been staring us in the face all along. Quick, I need to see the music for this number. Fast!
There's a copy of the score right off stage. Come on.
He must have fallen off the catwalk while we were on our way back down.
What were you doing all the way up in the flies?
Asking myself the same question. Nikki, did you see something up there?
I'm not sure, it was so dark. I suppose I may have accidentally unhitched the rope.
This was no accident, but that can wait, because I think I've solved it. I can't believe it took me so long to figure it out. Let me see. Darn it!
What's the matter, Frick?
I just remembered. I can't read music. Never mind. Basic logic tells me, Aaron, we roll all three songs for in the same boat fit the same orchestra parts, right?
Right.
Then if they all fit in the same arrangement, they must all fit with each other. That will give this number the kick in the derriere it's been needing. The whole company singing three songs at the exact same time. And make you pretend one sound like Farasaka.
But what about the murder?
Oh, we forget about the murders for a second.
But you said that you got it, that you'd solved it.
Someone's gonna salvage this number. I want to run this now. Joni, bring in the set.
Then,
All right, I forgot. Everyone, get ready for the top. And bring in the riverboat. We'll have Rob and the ladies trying to reach Wichita before the farmers lose their land. Is everyone on board with that?
Aye, aye, Captain.
That's Lieutenant. Ladies and gentlemen,
lose this number, as well as the fact we're going to take the credit for it.
I agree. But what about the murders?
The answer must be in the hint Joni gave us. Drop in planet Earth. The Earth on this stage. A world on a stage.
All the world's a stage. Shakespeare.
Shakespeare. These our actors were all spirits. They are melted into air. Oh, that's what Joni meant! Chris, I did it!
Sorry. I'm used to taking the credit for things. What do you want?
I need to see the final moments of the show, when Jessica collapsed.
But that means the company bows. That's the last thing we need to be rehearsing.
You think I don't know that? Please.
Very well. Thanks for the company bows, everyone.
Emily, I need Joni's microphone. Nikki. I know a way to wrap this up fast, but it'd be putting you at some risk.
Frankly, do what you have to do.
Folks, I have a little announcement for the cast and all my men downstairs. Nikki and I just got engaged. Yes, she'll be leaving the show at the end of the Boston run to create the role of Mrs. Lieutenant Frank Chaffee. Now, can we please run this from just before Jessica took her bow?
Congratulations, Lieutenant.
Thank you, we're very happy. Now, Carmen, Aaron, Oscar, you said you were watching from the house that night. Watch for me and see if you notice anything different now. Sasha, go.
She never loved me.
Frank, I swear I didn't know.
But she does know you, Daryl, doesn't she? You shun publicity. Your picture has never been published. Yet she walked right up to you yesterday, trying to shake your hand to thank you for the compliments you paid her.
Oh, I asked her not to tell anybody we knew each other, so I could praise and proclaim her in my review.
But he was just a friend giving me advice. It was nothing more than that.
It was more than that to me, Nikki. I needed you to stay here so I could hear you and guide you. But this infernal musical was going to New York no matter what I wrote about it. That's what Sid Bernstein said.
But as you watched the show in previews, you saw how to guarantee that Jessica Cranshaw would never go to Broadway. And as a critic on opening night, you could rush from your seat after the finale without an eyebrow being raised, receive a bouquet hidden in the lobby, and come straight back down the aisle as the ultimate showstopper.
Yes, I tried to shoot Carmen and sandbag you. The same way I posted closing notices for Jessica and Joni. An imperfect performance on my part, but one learns from one's mistakes. Right, Nikki?
Daryl, I see you're out of guns. How far from this theater do you think you can get without one?
Good point. Set your gun down.
No, wait, now! Fine. Just don't hurt her.
Get back!
Daryl, I'm gonna take Nikki away from you now.
You already have! Take one more step, and you're dead. Fine! You're dead!
In situations like this, I always take out my gun, take out the bullets, and put them in this gun. Come here, Nikki. Mr. Grady, you're under arrest.
Oh, man. Could my life get any worse?
Detective O'Farrell.
You have the right to go fight. And then you said Taylor Williams gets you in the court of law.
Folks, since you're all witnesses to Mr. Grady's confession, I'll need all of you to head down to the green room to give a brief statement. And then you only have a few more hours until your new opening night. Salsa, play 'em off, will you?
If Robin wasn't in shopping, I'd do the thing. Everyone a nice suit and a festive gathering, just stop by my showroom anytime. For you, Lieutenant, anything in the store, 10% off.
Honey, suddenly I feel a flock of butterflies coming out of hibernation in my stomach.
Well, luckily you can't go chasing those butterflies. But there's very little time and lots of work for both of you before tonight's curtain.
Yeah, lots of unfinished business to take care of.
Before and after the show.
Anyone know some fully raised lieutenant?
Actually, Chris, Nikki and I had a dream of an idea for a new finale.
So we'll all be singing a different tune. It's not untouchable. And bravo, the great detective.
Bravo, the great director.
Frank, I swear I didn't have a clue about Daryl Grady.
I had more than one, and it still took me a while to figure him out.
Now that the mystery is solved, is our engagement over?
Why don't we discuss that after tonight's show? There's this coffee shop where I'm on very good terms with the management.
Frank, we have a date.
I will excuse, Inspector General.
Fine, Sasha. Das Vidanya.
Another try, Lieutenant. See you back at the station.
Great work, Chaffee. You put life into a show that was dying, and now they'll put Grady away for life.
Well, I had a lot of help. Especially from you.
Me?
You and your daughter. I told her how much she'd shown me in that square dance number of hers. She was great.
Better than great.
Oh, finally to hear you say it. You had me as flam-flammed as everybody else. Until I saw how really good she was, and turned to see the pride in your face as you watched her. You tell everybody, it's a business. But I found you out, Carmen. You are the stage mother of all time. You married Sid Bernstein, put up with all his affairs and shady deals, just to get your daughter into the Broadway stage. But, so that no one could accuse her of getting there on your coattails, you've You've always belittled her talent in public, even if she hates you for it.
You can't let her know. I want her to think she got it all on her own.
You're amazing.
But how did knowing that help you catch Grady?
Oh, it didn't. I just explained why you killed your husband.
What? Grady killed my husband.
No, Grady killed Jessica and Joni and tried to kill you because he wanted the show closed. But that's exactly what your husband was going to do.
Well, then he was killed by somebody who was blackmailed.
If that was the case, I think they would have taken the little black book with them. You must have told you he was closing the show.
He didn't tell me he was closing the show.
He told Oscar. Why wouldn't he tell you? You were his partner.
Because the partnership was over. He had himself a conniving little ingenue on Sutton Place, and I was out in the street.
So he didn't need you.
He didn't need anybody. Grady promised him rave reviews for his next 3 shows if he shut this one down now.
So your husband did tell you he was closing the show?
No!
Then how would he know the terms of the deal he made with Grady minutes before he died if you weren't the last person to see him alive?
He laughed at me. No more shows, no more dreams. After all I had to take from him, he laughed at me and Elaine like we were nothing. And I killed him.
Who?
Happens to be now, Lieutenant.
On impulse, you lashed out at your unfaithful blackmailing husband when he told you your daughter wouldn't get the chance for which you sacrificed everything. A good lawyer might give you a couple years on a reduced charge. A great lawyer might give you an all-expense-paid weekend in sunny San Diego. But you'll have to stay in trial.
I know.
Why don't we hold up your daughter's parts and add another song or 2 for Nikki, and maybe I don't solve your part of the mystery until the show opens on Broadway.
Oh, Frank, you would do that for me? You give me that and I'll let you walk me out of the cast party at Sardi's straight into police headquarters.
I'll have you watch Night and Day until then.
I understand. But if the show goes to New York, what about you and Nikki?
There's always an open spot in the NYPD for a Boston police lieutenant who doesn't mind a cut in rank and pay.
Chuffy, you know what? I think you're one of us. There's a special kind of people known as show people.
We live in a world of our own. Sometimes we're not too certain what's false and what's real, but we're seldom in doubt about what we feel.
Lieutenant, you have experience in assault and battery. Bobby might need some first aid. He's a bit wobbly on his head after being hit on the head by a break.
Let me take a look at him.
The show only starts in a couple hours. Fear he might not rise to the occasion.
Oh, don't worry, Chris. The cry replaces everyone. It's like smelling salts to any trooper. The sound of the orchestra playing its overture will be pure adrenaline. His aches will be bathed in the warmth of the spotlight. His spirits will be lifted by the hands of an adoring throng, whose applause will sustain Bobby right to the very end of Robin Hood.
dancing,